Yes, blessed love people. Let me first give thanks and praise unto the Father, His Majesty the King. For His guidance and protection, His grace and mercy, His everlasting love. And to know that without Him nothing is possible, but all things are possible with Him and through Him. So I continue to give Him praise and I'll continue to glorify Him. Welcome to How Can I Help Speak on this channel. This is Murphy. It's been a while since I've done any videos because I've been under the weather. I can get knocked out by the flu. Just kind of getting over it now. But you know, I still put up a few little funnies here and there. But this is the first one I have been making personally for a little while now. Anyway, what I want to talk about tonight, the topic is the Toronto Raptors franchise. I want to talk about that franchise. Actually, I want to talk about this franchise every year, but it never seemed to work. But like they said, nothing done before time, so I guess now is the time. Now, one of the reasons why I want to talk about this franchise is my views. These are all me. Looking at the Toronto Raptors franchise, I don't see them winning a championship. Not for a long, long, long time. And I don't know how long that long time is, but it ain't going to be for a long time before Toronto Raptors ever win a championship. Why am I saying that? There was a time gone when I could say they were looking for a championship. Yeah. Even after that game 7 between the Raptors and the 76ers back then when Vince missed the three-pointer that would have taken us into the final. But hey, you know, yeah, those days they were looking for a championship. And even later on, they were looking for a championship. But after a while, I think it becomes a money thing more than anything else. It's like, okay, we can fill the stand every game, maybe 1,000 or 2,000 less than what it takes to fill it, maybe 3,000 less, who knows? But whatever they don't get inside, it's packed outside just the same for the people who cannot afford to go in. But yet still, they're outside, supporting the team just the same. Now, am I a fan of the Toronto Raptors? No, I'm not a fan. But I love the team. Because to the way how I see these fans do things and how far they're willing to go, and sometimes I don't see them getting any appreciation. And yes, the fans do need appreciation too. Because without the fans and without people buying jerseys and stuff like that, you ain't got no basketball team. So the fans are very much important as for the owners who own the team, pay the bills, and so forth. Why I say Toronto only care about money, Toronto Raptors, the owners only care about filling the stands and putting money in their pockets. I think they themselves see it, that they're not going to spend the money to bring players to be a force to reckon with a team like Cleveland Cavs or what you would call Golden State Warriors or the Spurs. You know, those top teams. If you think that this team that the Raptors have and these players that they're bringing in, not bringing in because the last couple players they bring in are top line players like Serge Ibaka and guys that got good players. We all know that. And those guys play with chip on their shoulders. That's why I like them. They're tough. They're not afraid of going up in somebody's face or, you know, if a guy's supposed to get 2, he's going to get 2. I see him make that little play the other night where LeBron spin the ball and shoot. And, you know, for me, be honest with you, I thought Serge would have probably, you know, because for some reason, I expected that from him. So let's get back to the owners. They're not gonna spend the money for the top players. If they can get those top players, they're not gonna spend the money because they're gonna think they cost too much. But they always say to make money, you gotta spend money. So if the top player out there costs 500 million and you can get him, go for him. No, a lot of people said, no, a lot of guys ain't want to come to Canada because it's too cold and whatever it is. My parents always say encouragement sweeten labor. So you encourage them, they will come. Because there's a lot of players that came here that didn't want to come in the first place, but they end up being here and end up loving it. But they did not put other players around them who can go up. You got 5 top players and you got 8 so. No. When you're building a team, the entire team, if there's 13, there's 13 star. If there's 10, there's 10 star. That means 1 star go down, it's like you don't even feel it because the next guy coming in is just as good or even better. That's how it goes. And if you have a team with a star, you know something, man? It is very, very sad. Because I think the franchise can do better. One team in Canada, the entire country should be around them. They should be pouring in money in that franchise. Big money. And go for big name players. That means it would have given LeBron James and everybody else over there problem. I remember there was a time when they talk about Toronto Raptors, they were talking about not only being good, but being tough. Guys know if you come down the lane one time and you get to try that again and see what going to happen to you. Sure, I'm going to get a technical. Sure, I'm going to get maybe a friggin' one or whatever it is. Sure, I may get a suspension too, but guess what? That showed that team something that don't come down here because we ain't playing. And not only in the regular season, but in the playoff too. In the playoff, dogs come out even bigger. Raptors don't play with no chip on their shoulder, man. The team that they have, I'm sorry for some of the guys who are on that team. Trust me. Because with players like DeMar DeRozan, he needs somebody else who is better than him. DeMar DeRozan cannot be the man for Toronto. He doesn't have that chip on his shoulder to be the man. You have to walk around. You have to, yeah. Oh, man. It tries to be too finesse, and you ain't that finesse, bro. I like your game and everything, but you ain't that finesse, man, because you ain't showing me nothing when it comes to playoff. Sure, you can score 30 points or 40 points or whatever the case may be, but I want to see some toughness, bro. They're paying you $24 million or more, or maybe a little less a season. Come on. And you score 4 points in the fourth quarter, 4 points or 5 points in the fourth quarter, bro. In game 3. Disappointed, man. And nobody don't tell me about, oh, they didn't have Kyle Lowry. So what? Corey Joseph went out there and played a monster game. For me, how I see this sport, if you are the man, Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson. That's all I gotta say. You see how much pounding that guy gets, man. But trust me, when you talk about a little dog with a big bite, Iverson ain't afraid of nobody. I'll tell you the truth. Kyle Lowry have more of a chip on his shoulder than DeMar DeRozan. For me, Kyle Lowry is a better player than DeMar DeRozan. Yeah. You can say what you want to say, people. My views, my opinion. This is Murphy. This is how can I help speak on this channel? Yeah. I don't see it, man. Like I said, the Toronto Maple Leaf will win a franchise before the Toronto Raptors win a championship. The Edmonton Oilers hockey team will win a championship before the Raptors win a championship. Until those owners and investors start penning the money the right way. Let Masai Ujiri, he's a good general manager, and everything. We have the best coach right now. Only thing, he doesn't have the best team. Because Lou is not a better coach than Coach Casey. But Lou have a better team than Coach Casey. It's hard to see you sending a man to war with a little 45 when he's going up against people with Bushmaster, submachine guns, cannon and everything. It's sad. And I feel sorry for those players. Don't get me wrong. I feel sorry for the players because they're playing. They're trying their best. Not because I'm biting at DeMar DeRozan. Don't think he doesn't want his ring. He wants a ring. Kyle Lowry, all of them guys want a ring. But yo, bro, with the team that you guys have, man, can't win a ring with that team. No, can't win a ring with that team. The Raptors are not built for playoff. They're built for regular season. My views. Built for regular season, not a playoff team. It is sad. Because when you watch them through the regular season, you would think like, wow. But there's always that bump in your way. Raptors team, the team now, lose all focus during the regular season. Lose all focus when Boston Celtics take over number 2, take over second place. I see the team totally demolished differently. I see them playing different. They weren't playing with that hunger like last year when they were in second place and they were right through and they were killing it. Win 60 games or almost 60 games with the playoff combined. This year, whoo! Indiana Pacers got swept, but they were more into it than the Raptors. I've been with this team since the first game I watched in, Skydome. The first game, I forgot, I don't know if it was the Washington Bullets or whatever they call them or whatever. But that was the very first time I even see Chris Webber play in an NBA game. It is very, very sad. Because they should have been further. The Toronto Raptors was a force to reckon with back in the days compared to now. Nobody can tell me nothing. Yeah, they win back-to-back 50 games. Big deal. Big deal. You check out Toronto Maple Leaf franchise. When was the last time they win a championship? And you check out if they play 50 games for the season. If they play 50 and they lose 30, check out the fans and everything else. The respect they get because they're winning it with a fight. Yeah. Raptors, you didn't put up no fight today. And if you were putting up a fight, you must be fighting in your damn sleep. Because I didn't see it. It was embarrassing. Especially game 3 was embarrassing. Embarrassing, man. I didn't expect that. And Boston would have done you the same thing. The way I see you play this year, you didn't have that fight. Getting players like Serge Ibaka and TJ Tucker, come on. Look at the game that Tucker played. Look at the game that Ibaka played. For just a short phase of time that these guys come into the franchise. Didn't expect those guys going to help you to win ring? No. And like I said, I feel bad for Coach Casey too. You ain't going to get no ring with that team there, bro. Until they start bringing the LeBron James alike and the players who can go up against LeBron. You want some players that, oh, I remember guys like Charles Oakley when, those, and Kevin Williams and Antonio Davis, and those guys play with chip on their shoulders, man. Chip on their shoulders. They ain't balling to no referee and everything. Okay, they don't get it one way. All right, what will happen to your ass when you come down here the next time? So guess what? The next time you're going to get a technical foul. But guess what? You are not coming down here again. And everybody on that team going to realize, you know something, man? We're going to have to start taking outside shots, man. Because when you go down that lane, Charles Oakley and them guys going to beat you up. Who do we have? I was mad when I see Bismarck left. But, it's just a part of it. But like I said, this team, this franchise will never win a championship until they start putting up a team that's going to go up against champions. But these can't do it. This is how can I speak on this. This is Murphy. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'm sorry, but I made a vow that I would never wear another Toronto Raptors jersey or hat until I see this team turn around. I've been following them from day one, but they're turning me off more and more. It's all about a money thing. That's all I'm seeing. It's all about money now. They don't care about championship. The owners don't care about it. Peace out, people. Oh, and don't forget, comment on the video, like, share, and subscribe. All right?